So acting out, and you guys know this, like I don't have to tell you this. You're aware of it. Acting out, it doesn't help. It brings no satisfaction long term. Now, in the moment, it may feel to some extent like it's helping or that there's some sort of thrill or excitement there. But on the back end, it causes a lot of pain, suffering, guilt, shame, destruction to relationships. We damage ourselves. We damage our confidence. We damage the life path that we have. So we can start to understand that where we are going to get satisfaction, whether that's coping mechanisms, sexual satisfaction, intimacy, vulnerability, it's not going to come through for us. And we're continuing to try to get something that doesn't work. And it's interesting, like you look at, like one of the things I related this to was Pirates of the Caribbean, if you've seen the movies, where Barbossa, Captain Barbossa, they have that curse and they can eat and drink, but it just runs through them. And he talks about never being able to satiate their thirst. And I feel like it's the same thing. We're just throwing away. It's a waste. And it will never bring real satisfaction because we're trying to obtain something that can only be met with authenticity and integrity in a damaged realm. So we venture into that space trying to get satisfaction, and it has the perception of bringing satisfaction. It's perceived benefit. Because when you're in it and when you see the enticing of it, it feels like it's real. It feels like it has the opportunity to actually satisfy, when in reality it doesn't and won't, for that matter. We look at that and it's like, wow, it'll never come through. And that's what's brought you brought part of what brought you to here, to this space. I know it's part of what brought me to George. Yeah, it was I can't continue to live like this. But when I started reading these things and kind of going through them, and I read that line, you can't get enough of what doesn't satisfy you. It's like, that's absolutely true. Apply that to anything. Food, drugs, gambling, alcohol, sex. All of it comes up short because it can't satisfy the authentic need that we have for connection, vulnerability, and intimacy. That can only be worked out in certain spaces. So then, from that, I learned about how good can you stand it. Quite a concept. The idea that I could be completely satisfied with myself, with my partner, with my life. Did it take some work? Does it take some work? Absolutely it does. It requires change. It requires endeavoring to put in that work in a real way and being consistent in that work, right? If I want to have health and fitness, it requires me to consistently go to the gym, requires me to consistently eat right, requires work. And it's difficult work, isn't it? In different capacities. Right? If I'm doing it right at the gym, it hurts. It's painful as my body changes. To deny myself sweets and certain things that I may want to eat. I'm trying to lose weight. So my point is if we want different, we have to do different. And George tells us that there's a reward for that. There's a reward for it in the form of how good can you stand it, meaning that things can get better and better and better and better. And man, I can stand it pretty good. Let's keep climbing. There's not a ceiling to that. Your life can just get better and better and better. It can just keep getting better if we allow it. If we allow it. I'm not saying that's easy, but it's there. The promise is there. And when I was going through recovery with George, I very much focused on his life. I focused on my own life, but like as evidence, fact he'd been clean from this for so long and that he had helped all these men, that he was thriving. And I looked at that and said, man, I want that. I want to be thriving. And as I gave away, as I let go of the addiction, grew that part of myself up, dialogued with myself and worked through those things, started getting better and better. And eventually what happens is the benefit far outweighs any perceived benefit you're getting from acting out. You start to go, man, this is so much better. And there's so many men on this call right now who can say that can go, man, you couldn't pay me $1 million to go back to it. No way. Nope. Because you start to understand that your life can be really great, and it can be really great without that. You start to understand how much of an anchor that is, rope and anchor around your neck that you're just dragging around, but you don't know any better because you've been in it for so long that that's just your norm. That's just the deal. We don't want to live like that. We want to find satisfaction in our life. We want to find satisfaction in our relationships, in ourselves, in our day-to-day lives. And you can have that. But first, that requires us giving up that which cannot provide satisfaction and recognizing that truth, that we cannot be satisfied in certain ways.